Welcome back, Crimlets, to another Minecraft mod review. Today we'll be looking at the Scape and Run Parasites mod for 1.12.2. Now before we get into this mod review, I wanted to quickly say 3 things. First off, viewer discretion is advised because this mod is quite gory. Secondly, I'm reviewing an alpha version of this mod, so if there's some things broken, missing, or just something not working correctly, then just know that this mod is still in development. And lastly, I have all the mods linked in the description below, so definitely go and make sure to check that out. The first mod we'll be looking at is called the Buglin. These ugly looking silverfish things aren't very dangerous on their own, but they can grow up to be rupters. Rupters are the main reason why the parasitic disease spreads in the first place. They will infect passive mobs with Call of the Hive. You can see this as black particle effects. Now, if a mob affected with Call of the Hive gets taken down to low health, 2 of things could happen. They could either become a assimilated version of themselves, as seen here, and these assimilated versions will in fact attack the player. And if the transformation isn't successful, they will turn into an incomplete form, which is just a mess of bone, tissue, and blood. Ugh. I'd also like to point out that the assimilated mobs can camouflage themselves to look normal and healthy. This way they can catch you by surprise. There are currently 8 assimilated mobs available, including yourself. Yes, if you die with Call of the Hive on you, you will in fact turn into a parasite yourself. I thought I'd demonstrate the strength and power of these assimilated mobs by putting on full diamond armor and fighting them. They are fast, they are scary, and man do they pack a punch. I'd suggest keeping flint and steel on you at all times since these parasites are vulnerable to fire. When an assimilated mob dies, they can either blow up and spawn Buglins, or they can drop their head. These heads will jump at you and try to devour your soul, so please do run away as fast as you can. And that white head you're seeing is the horse head. It doesn't have a texture at the moment. Now we're getting into the deadly side of this mod. There are 7 primitive mobs, and they all have their own unique design and abilities. The abilities range from healing to projectile support to heavy melee damage, and well, I'll just let you find out the rest for yourself. And if you thought the primitive mobs were bad, well guess what? They get worse. They have an adapted version of themselves, which are stronger in pretty much every aspect. Since there's so many of these primitive and adaptive mobs, I've decided to just look at one of them, and that is the Longarms parasitic creature. Here you can see I'm fighting the primitive version of it in full diamond armor, and it is wrecking my face open. And here is the adapted version. Yes, that thing did indeed just one-shot me. There's a handful of other parasitic mobs in this mod. I'll show you a few, and you can go check out the others for yourself. Now let's take a look at the Beckons. These Beckons have 4 stages, 1 being the weakest and 4 being the strongest. Each Beckon spawns in different parasitic creatures, and all 4 turn the terrain into this infected looking mess. And on this infected terrain, special parasites can spawn. Here we have the Sentry. This parasite is exceptionally dangerous because it breaks your armor and kills you instantly. I'd suggest to use projectiles for this parasite. Here we have Beckons Stage 2 spawning in harder parasites. The Beckons Stage 3 spawns in the primitive parasites, and it seems that they are spawned in pairs of 2. The Beckons Stage 4 is very bad news. It will spawn in weaker Beckons, and you can just imagine how many mobs are going to come after you. And if you haven't realized yet, I gave myself infinite resistance and strength because I got sick of dying. To counteract the Beckons, you need to craft lure blocks. They currently do not have a texture. To craft lure blocks, you need to kill parasites. Parasites will drop these drops shown here, and you can take these drops to craft different types of lures. Since lures are incomplete, I won't go into great detail about them. Once you've killed enough mobs, specifically the primitive mobs, you can craft weapons. The living scythe and the living great bow. Now to move on to the ancient parasites, or also known as the bosses of this mod. First up, we have the ancient Dreadnaut. This is a flying parasite that will send nuclear parasites, yes, nuclear bomb parasites at you, and will also shoot this weird plasma thing. Once you've damaged the Dreadnaut enough, it will drop its appendages. These currently don't have a use, but in later versions, I have to imagine they'll add in some sort of use for them. The other ancient parasite is the ancient Overlord. This one is very buggy right now. It is invisible. In the version of the mod before this one, he is visible, but he just doesn't do anything, so he's definitely a work in progress mob. Even though the Scape and Run Parasites mod is still in early development, it is still a fantastic mod to add to your Minecraft world. Now I know I skipped over a few things, but I just wanted to let you guys find that out for yourselves, so there is some sort of surprise when you do play this mod. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe, like, share, comment, do all that fancy stuff that gets me jiggly inside. And do make sure to go check me out on my inactive social media pages. But as always, stay safe, stay smart, and stay snazzy. I love you all, and I hope to see you for the next Minecraft mod review.